All right, so the next series of movements we're going to talk about are squats. And squats are just getting your body from a high position to a low position or from a low position to a high position using your legs and your posterior chain. Squats are going to be one of the key movements that we want for building bone mineral density, both in our femurs and our lumbar spine. And there are a series of movement variations that are really good for progressive overload because we can control exactly what kind of resistance we're talking about and also other challenges like range of motion and stability. So, as with all the movements, we're going to try to organize them in such a way so that we have more accessible, less complex versions of the movement. And then gradually, we're going to layer in other challenges, maybe more range of motion, more stability requirements, and eventually more external loading. So, the way we have the squats organized in this series, we're going to start off with the sit to stands, which are a really nice introduction to squatting. You don't have to worry about range of motion. You don't necessarily have to worry about having impeccable body control or stability. You don't have to worry about loading. So for these, we're just going to get you used to finding the right depth, finding the right range of motion, and building up your sense of confidence. Once you're confident with the sit to stands, we're going to take away the chair and you're going to start working on air squats. With the air squats, you're going to be focusing on consistent range of motion, so consistent depth, and also building up that confidence and stability. Once you feel like you have nice, consistent form on the squats, we're going to start adding external loading. And we're going to do the external loading first with something called a goblet squat. With a goblet squat, we're generally going to use one fixed weight heavy item, so like a kettlebell or like a plastic jug filled with water. Eventually, you're going to run out enough heavy objects in the house that are going to be required to get that same progressive overload that we want, that kind of stimulation that we want, so we can still continue to add in more bone mineral density and more strength. And that's where we're going to go ahead and shift over to the sandbag squats. Sandbags are going to be the perfect implement for home training because you can get them as heavy or as light as you need them to be, and they're very, very easy to moderate and change the weight. What I mean is, once you find a sandbag that's a good challenging weight for you, it's very easy just to add a little bit of weight at a time. You could add half a kilo a week if you wanted to. You could go faster, you could go slower. It's really the last implement that you're going to need in order to make progressive gains throughout the rest of your life.